So, the 1.6 live stream just happened for Zenless, and there is a lot to unpack. So, let's just get right into it. Bit of a recap and thoughts on it, starting with Anby's design. I want to come back to this because it was kind of a hot topic when Anby actually had her first drip marketing. I've noticed in this shot, it looks like her dress is really like flowy, or the skirt rather. And I think that was kind of the off-putting thing for people. They were like, oh, why is she wearing this? But then I realized, once she actually shows off the outfit in game, it was a whole different vibe to me. But yeah, check it out in the game, right? It looks a lot more slimming than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more flowy. It's actually like a more fit. And I thought about it and I was like, you know what? I mean, doesn't Soldier 11 kind of have the same thing going, right? Like, I mean, kind of. It's kind of like a dress a bit. Besides just a big backpack on the back. But she looks great though. She looks great. That's just the first thing I had to notice about the live stream, was just Anby's look. You know, I was very desperate to see it in game. I still got a question, y'all. I mean, maybe it was a lot of armor and the green outfit, I guess, I suppose. Maybe it was just like, you know, hard pressed, I guess, but is this a whole new Anby? No, but I still can't get over. I'm just like, where did all this go from? Where? What happened? But anywho, going away from the actual outfit for Anby, let's talk about the story. So the story for 1.6, called Among the Forgotten Ruins, I am probably the most excited to know about Obel Squad and how this all came together. So she actually says right here, she was supposed to die in the place of Soldier 11. That was her duty. And obviously that didn't happen, right? So that just has me thinking, like, what in the world was going on here? She was called Silver Soldier Anby in the drip marketing, but they actually call her Soldier Zero. But then they say Silver Company's revival is imminent. So obviously she used to be in that, you know, company, right? So it's not like it's an evil company or evil organization. No, like, she used to be a part of them. And obviously I think their decisions were just not in good taste, right? Like, this whole Silver Company didn't have whatever they wanted, they didn't agree with. And obviously this is why everything is panned out. I just noticed the hamburger hairpin. That's why it panned out, right? Also, some small details as well. Somebody else is talking to her in this scene. Someone's like, "You are what?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's been a long time." So obviously she's talking to somebody here. And then right after that too, I've noticed maybe somebody was held hostage. It says, "Your friend is beyond saving, Sniper." And then it shows Anby. So here's the issue that I feel like Marvel is responsible for. There's dialogue playing, right? But they're showing you something completely different that has nothing to do with what the dialogue is. That's a just classic, like, trailer type of thing. And that's what's happening here. So don't be fooled by this. Somebody's in trouble. And Trigger, right? Trigger is the one who's like there trying to save the person. But obviously here it doesn't make any sense, because it's like, you just kind of think about this guy talking like, "You're too late, Sniper," but Anby's there, right? So that's a classic thing. Don't ever fall for that. I can make things very confusing. But that's kind of what made this trailer a bit confusing on the first watch, because they're showing Lightcone, they're showing Hugo Vlad, they're showing Vivian, and everybody's saying different things, and there's some new characters that we haven't heard the voice for yet, so you don't even know who's speaking sometimes. I like the back-to-back, or the butt-to-butt rather here with Soldier 11. But yeah, the story is going to be freaking cool. I'm looking forward to Obel Squad and figuring out how, and like, just what was going on beforehand and why things have changed so much. The Cunning Hairs do know about Anby's past. They've talked about it. Nicole has talked about it. They mention it. They know the past. The Cunning Hairs go deep. There's a lot of past there with them, even Billy as well. But the point is, Anby hasn't told them everything, obviously. And I feel like that everything will be revealed here in the story. And also, I want to mention too, Vivian is scary. Vivian Vivian is scary. She looked all, you know, like a doll, and you know, in the video, or in the last event. But here, she sounds scary.
If the ending could be rewritten, what would you be willing to give up?
Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Also, I want to mention too, if I can find it, I feel like, yeah, right here. Look at the Anby with the mask. I mean, they all look like Anby. I'm not sure if they are. They could be all different people. But here's Anby right here. Then there's the two other girls in the back. Like, I imagine they probably didn't make it or something. Ooh, what if, because they said they never were discovered. What if they got lost and just never got any more communication with Soldier 11 or Anby or anybody? What if there's just somebody out there that's trying to find their way back, and there's like this big reveal later on? Imagine we get that other member of Obel Squad and it's just like, oh, you're here, you made it. You know, I could definitely see something like that, like somebody who they thought died or went missing ends up coming back. And then they mentioned that Anby and Soldier 11 are not actual like blood related sisters. Unfortunately, they're not like sisters. Just in terms of their squad, they mentioned, not in a typical sense. Yeah, it's a long story. So basically, once again, you would need to get into their actual storyline to understand what's going on. But, you know, squad stuff, squad leader, like soldier, that kind of stuff. So false alarm. It's not like they're like sisters, but they look awful similar, you know. But man, what a past. What a past. And then right here, there's a lot of lore drop like within the conversation with Mr. Z. Not even the trailer, like just this setting. She says Obel Squad operates under the military Obsidian division right now, right? But obviously that must have been under the Silver Squad before. So that's why, that's the change, and that's why things are okay now, because they're under a different division. But also, she mentions this about your squad mates. I'm sorry, but I can't disclose any more information on my squad mates for the moment. But I can tell you that Soldier 11 is the most recent one. Yes. So Obel Squad maybe, you know, becoming bigger later on. Maybe not immediately, but later on. And that's why I was talking about this other video here, or this little picture here, because maybe those could be the other members, right? Right here. The mask, and then the one that looks like more like Anby. Could all just be Anby, I don't know, but I don't know, man. There could be somebody else, and that most likely is. She literally just kind of confirmed that, loosely confirmed it. But now I apologize, because I can go on all day about theories and the story and stuff like that, but I'll keep it short. Last big thing to talk about here. Lady Meow on the side there, she talks about how the collector kind of brought the proxies in for an auction, and there's like a joyous, I guess, like statuette or something right there. So peep that from the original lore trailer. But no, the big news is she says proxies will regain some of their original powers. Now, if you remember, if you played up to chapter 5, they had, their eyes were glowing like they were controlling EOS, like they usually do at home at the HDD, but they did it like IRL without even being at the computer. And they somehow just survived that explosion, which just still has me baffled. But this right here, hey, like, you know, she said it could be a big change for the proxies. So obviously we knew something was up, but I mean, this just confirms it right there. Like, proxies have power? Hello? What do you mean they got powers? What do you mean? So definitely excited for that. This guy looks sus as can be. There's like an Oni back there. I think we've seen him in one of Miyabi's teasers, I want to say. Then you can see Belle is like terrified. And I would be too, man. Like, dang, I'd be terrified too. Look how, like, look at her. Just hiding behind him. And Wise is like, I'm gonna have to fight you. But yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, but I could talk about this all day long, okay? They mentioned this is not exactly new Eridu tech, meaning that it's actually from the past, like just Eridu. And then also right after that, they talk about the sacrifice is coming back again. Stay alert, the sacrifice might wake up soon. So we're getting closer to that. But that's enough, okay? That's enough. That's enough of the story. I can go on like for hours talking about this. But bottom line, I'm super excited for it. We're gonna take it real nice and slow, pause, for the story and just really analyze it and dig deep, pause. And yeah, just really kind of get into it. So I'm looking forward to it. These freaking proxies, man. Oh, as a writer, that's such a good ploy to make it seem like they're just so whatever. They're not fit for this activity, but meanwhile, that's enough. Anyways, moving on to the playable characters. Soldier 0, Anby, not Soldier 11, not Silver Soldier. Okay, unknown faction again. They're still doing that, huh? I mean, listen, hey, we'll see. I mean, you know, they said Obel, but hey, you know, I'll shut my mouth. We'll see what happens. The gameplay definitely looked really cool, but the kit description was actually really simple too. It's really simple. Wow, look at her glow. That's W engine glow right there. But yeah, so the gameplay was actually pretty simple in terms of how you play her. You just kind of like hit, and there's a mark on them that has like this 3-pronged little section there. And once it's full, she'll do like this big like cut through attack. Of course, animation smooth as can be, you know. That's the one thing I never want to see early is like animations, because they're so good. And yeah, essentially, I think I kind of was right with my assumption about this a long time ago, where I was saying I think the 1.6 cast will kind of work together, because what Anby does is she marks the enemy, and she can do the aftershock too, right? The aftershock is like a follow-up attack, and Pulchra does it, Trigger does it, and that's gonna be so sick. Did you? I mean, let me just skip over for a second. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place here. Look at this. You see Trigger in the background? There she is again. She's going to be doing that, and Pulchra will be doing that at the same time. Assuming you play that comp, Pulchra, Anby, and Trigger. Like, that's going to look crazy. It's going to look so sick of them just going like this constantly on the enemy, and like their cooldowns are separate. So when Trigger does it, she'll do it, and then Pulchra will do it after her, and then by the time Pulchra finishes, then Sniper. Then Trigger will come back and do it again. It's gonna look so cool. But my overall thoughts on Anby, not getting too deep into her kit and detail stuff like that, just the overall presence of it, it's pretty simple. And that's a good thing. I think it's okay to have like that simple character every once in a while. I'm saying that now, I could be totally wrong, by the way. You know, I was completely wrong about Evelyn as well. So just off of face value, it seems fairly simple. And I think it can be good to have a simple character just so somebody can hop on and just kind of play, you know, and have fun with it. But I just think the synergy is going to be crazy with her. I think this is one of the weird scenarios where you'll get Anby as a DPS, but she'll kind of work as a support, kind of. Not to the extent of like Rena or Astra, but to an extent of she's the person doing damage, but she helps your other team members do damage as well, because she does, right? She buffs the follow-up attacks, and so far only Pulchra and Trigger do that. So that's what I was saying earlier about like the bet that 1.6 characters will kind of be a package deal, and yeah, it kind of is, you know. I hope Pulchra can be used outside of these teams. I hope Trigger can be used outside of the team as well, but was also, I think, on the nose when it came to not interfering with Chingy at all either. But yeah, Anby's just very simple. I could be dead wrong as well about that, but face value, she seems pretty simple. And then, oh my god, I may have to question my interest. Pulchra has been one of my favorite characters ever since I saw her in the first cutscene. When she jumps back and she's like, "Are you crazy?" That was like one of my favorite cutscenes. And then, oh, and then look at the tail. Look at the tail. This is what I mean when I say like W engine special effects, like in terms of how good they look. This is awesome. That's a great example of a good one. I hate when it's like just something little, or it's like Caesar's little ponytail, or it's something like that. It's like, no, like make the character like look awesome like this, like, you know, make it a big difference. That is cool. That is cool. Like, she is glowing the whole tail. So you see how she's doing, like, she's doing the off-field attacks as well. That's why I'm saying, like, just Pulchra and Trigger together. Ooh, that's gonna look so cool. And then They're really just making that they hit all the spots, man. They really did. Like the heart alt. And that's like, why is like of all people, Pulchra's doing this? Like what? That is hilarious. The only thing about Pulchra that I would say, like, it's kind of upsetting that you don't get to see her with the mask off. There is a picture of her in the game. Wow. There is a picture of her in the game where it is off and you can see her face. But I hope that was like a thing you could see in the game too. But I don't mind it though. I'm not actually bothered by it, but just a small little thing. Hey, in the survey, if you guys could say like, can you give us like a toggle for like Evelyn's jacket or like, I don't know, Astra's sunglasses or, you know, Pulchra's mask, that'd be awesome. Like just to throw that in there, like, hey, can we have like toggleable, you know, cosmetics? That'd be great. But anyways, getting back to Pulchra, they didn't really say too much about her kit in the actual live stream, to be honest. And mostly just like she does follow up attacks and when she's in a certain state, she'll do more days. That was pretty much it. I did hear some things about the beta where they kind of gutted her. So that does kind of suck. Supposedly she had like better mindscapes and higher multipliers before. So they killed the cat. But hey, listen, I'm still going to be playing her all the time. That's like one of my favorite characters. So yeah, I didn't say much about Pulchra. And I think because she just does damage, maybe she could just be on other teams. You know, maybe she'll be a good person to kind of throw in Jane teams to apply more physical attribute to get more assaults. And I did low-key kind of peep some similar animations. Like, well, I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, I did see people talking about how like some of her stuff looks like Nekomata's animations or like Billy. But then again, I mean, she has 2 guns, so double the accuracy. You know, like Billy. And then she's also a cat. So it's like, I mean, what was she supposed to do? You know? But yeah. Okay. That is Pulchra. I'm excited for her. Even if she's not going to be all that crazy, I'm excited. Then we have a Trigger. Now, Trigger, they went a little bit more in depth for explaining. I like how her little like lights glow different colors as well. But apparently this gun can do everything. It can like be like a machine gun. It could be a sniper. It could be everything. But man, let me tell. Oh, look at that Obel. Nice. The animations. Now I didn't see like what the back of Trigger looked like because all I saw was the drip marketing. Oh, you know what? I think she was in the concept art too. But man, when they bring this to life in the actual like, you know, Zenless community, come on. You know. It all happened when Jane Doe came out and we saw what was up and we were like, okay, yeah. We know what this is. The animation work is ridiculous, you know. I'll just say that. They didn't like, you know, it's like that one clip of the girl who like shoots the gun and it's like the ricochet happens. So anyways, going on to the kit. But what's cool about Trigger is she actually gives you a damage multiplier on the enemy, but not when they're stunned. So you don't actually have to have them be fully stunned. Even when you're out of stun, you'll do more damage to them. And I feel like both Pulchra and Trigger, they have a lot of like let me get in there, let me do some damage while I'm stunning as well. And that's kind of like almost every stunner, really. They you know, they do some damage. But this is just like, yeah, this obviously they're taking some time on field. Maybe not as much for Pulchra, but Trigger literally has the whole stance of like shooting the sniper, which is kind of freaking crazy, you know? So I'll wait on the judgment on that because it's always about how it feels to play. So I'll wait till, you know, she's actually in her hands. But yeah, I really just don't know how these characters are going to fare outside of this Anby team though. And to be clear, it was actually when the aftershock hits an enemy. Just to be clear, the target will receive a unique stun damage multiplier, and it can be applied to the target even when they're not stunned. So that is cool. So Anby, the additional ability was actually stun and support. Trigger is same faction and same attribute, which is a weird one. And then I believe Pulchra is also same faction and attacker, I believe. That's a kind of a rough translation, so don't quote me on those, but yeah, Trigger is odd. Yeah, same attribute. So electric, right? Or element. And then same faction. So I sure hope we do get some more Obel Squad. Because that's very specific, especially for a stunner. But hey, you know, I think they do make stunners to fit in certain niches. So it is what it is. But I was just surprised to hear that though. Same attribute and same team. Caesar Winters. Caesar Savers, you are safe. No worries. She's nowhere to be found this patch. No Caesar rerun. If you wanted Bernice or GUN, you might be in trouble. Or you may not. I mean, you could have no interest in the new characters whatsoever. So, and I feel like with the whole synergy that they have, maybe you wouldn't. But big old grain of salt on this one. I just saw this on Twitter. I didn't even see Zenless post this themselves. This could be completely wrong. So big disclaimer there. But if this is to be believed, the A ranks are, it's always been, man. It's always been. Ben and Pulchra. Pulchra will be free through an event, so you don't have to worry about sniping her. You will get Pulchra for free. And if you don't want to, then I guess you could just not claim her. Then we have GUN on the rerun on the other side, second phase, and Trigger. A ranks are going to be Billy and Lucy. It's nice. Don't sleep on Lucy. Lucy's great. Lucy's great. I don't really pull W engine, so I'm going to have to just try and snipe Pulchra's this time. I hope I can get it. Just one copy, that's all I care about. But that might be kind of hard for me to get. That will be actually kind of difficult to get. So the first phase, Pulchra, Ben. Second phase, Lucy and Billy. So those are the reruns. GUN's the only like real ether DPS for second phase, but I mean there'll be new ones in the future, so if you want to wait, of course. And then on first side, Bernice is just a great person to just slot in that team, usually that anomaly team, to just kind of like finish it out. But definitely not somebody who you feel like you should be like reaching out to get unless you're a very big fan of Bernice. But yeah, Bernice is great. GUN's great. I'm sure we'll see some probably stronger characters in the future. Bernice is kind of an anomaly. See what I did there? Kind of an anomaly in terms of like making another one of her. She has a very specific role, but GUN obviously DPS unit that could just be, you know, power crapped. No offense though, she's great, but I'm just saying, you know, look out for that. You know, at a certain point, it's not even about meta or strength or anything of that sort. Sometimes I just want to pull a character so I can walk around with them. That's like no joke. Ladies and gentlemen, you finally get your Soldier 11 wallpaper. Finally. You've hit max friendship so long ago, and now you finally get rewarded. Also, they pointed out that you will get these like friendship levels with Anby. It'll be like synced with other characters as well, I think with Trigger. So they don't have like their own. It's kind of like mixed. So that's going to be cool. But there it is, man. Finally. Oh, right here. Oh my god. I wish I was that barrel. Then we have a new boss to fight, or a new enemy, just a new Hollow Zero enemy. Dancing with the Stars, or dancing on strings, not with the stars. Geppetto. Now Geppetto, unfortunately, he is a like flying enemy, and we've kind of been over this before with like, it kind of feels a little awkward to fight Genevieve, because she's just flying above you, and she's already gigantic. So this one's a little bit different though. You can actually down him and have him like on the ground, kind of collapsed and just open for damage. He puts out these little puppets, which actually looks very cool next to Evelyn, because Evelyn has those like small strings as well. That is, yeah, right here. So once you take out all the puppets, he'll just like collapse and fall. Yeah, see him? So you just have like an open damage window right there. You can just go crazy. Who knows how long it takes to get to that phase, but yeah. Then right before that, there's these walls that like really slow you down and make it so you can't use your abilities. I don't know how long it lasts, but dang, you know? And it's, I think it's the whole map too, so you really got to dodge. Look at Astra. But yeah, you got to dodge those, or otherwise you are cooked. So that's going to be fun. Finding a new enemy is always fun because it adds to every game mode. like deadly assault, things like that. It always adds to that, so that's gonna be good. Following that, ooh, excited about this too. We have new gears. Gears are literally new animations for older characters, like actually like sick. Jane Doe, and I really want to see that one. I love how they always show you like just a little bit. They always show you like Astra, Corin, but they don't show you Jane or Evelyn, so we literally don't know what those look like. So looking forward for that. But yeah, new gears, man, new animations. They just kind of pick and choose like where you'll be able to use this stuff, but notably it's known in Hollow Zero, so usually in this mode here. But new gears, new animations. Also, there's going to be like new areas for Hollow Zero, new events, a map refresh function as well, so you can like kind of change where you're going to go next, like what that actually looks like as a whole. I don't even know what this screen is right here. Some urgent activities as well. There's a lot being added to Hollow Zero, so that's definitely going to be nice. Then you're going to have Anby and triggers that'll like their story modes. You'll have the little combat mission at the bottom and the actual story above, as per usual. Zenless, man. Zenless. This is the thing about them, man. You never know what you're going to get. You just never know. Early on in the Outer Ring, we were driving a freaking motorcycle. Then we were doing a 2D Street Fighter like side scroller with lighter. Then there's like Subway Surfers in the arcade, Snake, all that. What, we were playing freaking Fall Guys just the last patch? Just this patch? And there was something else too. Oh no, now we're fishing this patch. You never know what you're going to be doing. And they always make a new thing for it, which is cool. It's always like a new animation for it or like a new function to it. You never know what you're going to get, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. They do steal the other ideas though. Definitely. So this is from like Nike, I don't know how you say it, but yeah, like I mean, look at it's more so the leg, if anything, that's moving now, I'll be honest. But anyways, yeah, different game modes with the shooting. Just you never know what you're gonna get, but this will be fun. This reminds me of like the Hanu mini game from Star Rail, but yeah, this actually is her animation for shooting as well. So that definitely threw me off guard. I was like, what the heck is this? Then we have March On Tiny Titan. This is actually pretty funny. It's speaking of that lighter event. This one's like a top down, like angled, like diagonal. So just kind of like a masked, like combat event sort of thing, which will be kind of fun to do. Just like seeing a different perspective of it. And of course, free Pulchra. It's the least I could do for not having an A rank for so long. You know, it's like, thank you. We deserve that one. You and Nightboot take some photos. That really sus looking fish. Corin wants to do some combat missions. You know the deal. There's always like a million events. There's literally always an event happening. Always. Oh boy. I mean, you can't deny, man. Look at her. Look. Come on. Then we have the new disc drives. So this is interesting. The Faithin's Melody. Well, scary. Faithin, what do you mean? No, but this one most certainly seems like it's going to be like for Vivian. Because if you peep, the circle is like her umbrella. I don't know if you got that or not, but like, yeah, like the umbrella that Vivian has, the top of it has that same pattern. So I believe it's right around here too, can show towards the end of the trailer. See that? When she lifts it up, has that same pattern to it, the purple and the black. So that's definitely seems like it's going to be for her, or it's just a full-on debate and I'm totally wrong, but it's a very weird one though. It's anomaly match rate plus 8, which is very small. Then if you do an X special attack and you have the set on you, your anomaly proficiency goes up by 45. But if you do a X special attack and you're not the person who has the set, your ether damage goes up by 25%. So I don't know, that one's an odd one. You're probably not gonna use that right now unless you're just trying something creative, but but more notably, the first one, Shadow Harmony, dash attacks, Haramasa, and then aftershocks, which is the 1.6 units. That damage gets increased by 15%, which is like free damage there. And then what's going to happen here is you actually get 12 crit rate and 12 attack after every aftershock or dash attack. Very nice. Very nice. Every 15 seconds. So that's basically going to end up making your build. You'll probably have to just purposely not have your build be perfect where you're already at 100% crit rate because you're going to be overcapping. Build your crit rate. Don't ever stop building crit rate. But in this instance, you'll want to have like 88. You know what I mean? Because in this instance, with this set, but this sucks so much, dude. Like, I need you guys to understand that Shadow Harmony set, Pulchra, Anby, Trigger, and possibly your old Harmonica. Like, wow. That's a lot of characters on that set. That's nuts. You don't have to put them on the set, obviously, but I mean, you know, dang. That's a lot of farming to do next patch. Now, for the Redo Renovation talk, I was actually kind of disappointed. I was expecting a lot like more to be here. Doesn't have to be like groundbreaking, but they didn't add bad things to it. But I don't know. It's just, I was expecting more here. Basically, if you set up your little like special, hey, I want to build this character setup, you can see how close you are in the menus when you're farming for stuff. And then you can use more battery recharge to get more boss mat. So you can see he gets 10 drops there instead of getting 5. So you don't have to do it constantly over and over and over and over again. Just getting 5 drops, you can get 10 this time. So that's nice. But yeah, that was pretty much it for the most part. You can see your W engine when you level it. It's nice. But yeah, as far as that goes, just wasn't really much for the Redo Renovation talk. We're getting our demos and whatnot, which is nice. No date for it, but look at that Pulchra animation. Woo! Pulchra's leisure moment. And that's an intermission too. Death and rebirth. Oof. But yeah, and that was it. That was it. So overall, I think for this one, the story has me captivated the most. And Pulchra. Pulchra and the story. The two main things for me, really. Pulchra and the story. I'm happy about the new boss, though. I'm happy about a new boss. That's great. That's going to be refreshing. But mostly, I would say the new boss, Pulchra, and mostly just the story. It's a very interesting storyline. Seeing how the proxies are going to handle this. And we're just getting closer to like this whole sacrifice thing as well. Once again, I can talk about the story all day long. So I'll leave you guys off with that. This video is probably already like 30 minutes long. I'm looking forward to this. And like I said, we will dissect and take it real slow with this storyline. Cannot wait. But I know I definitely missed some points. I did that on purpose here because I know this video would be 16 hours long if I did every single piece and point about the story. But yeah, we are approaching 2.0 eventually. It is odd that we're getting Vivian and Hugo stuff now, but I don't know. We will see though. We will see. But I will catch you guys in the next one.